Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the mods that I am still using post update. We did a video on mods that are no longer working or mods that I'm no longer using. We covered that yesterday, so now we're going to be covering the mods that I am using. And I want to specify that everything I talk about today is not something that I would just like guarantee that you should use or something like that. This video is literally just to let you know all of the stuff that I currently have on and why, basically. And maybe the next video I'll really go into my top 10 must-haves for Supermarket Simulator when it comes to mods. So first things first, the very first mod that I am using specifically is called Despawn on Checkout. That means as soon as a customer gets finished checking out, they basically just disappear and teleport back to their homes, which definitely helps with lag and frame rates. I've known some people to have a little bit of issues when it comes to lag and a lot of customers on the screen at one time, so this one's just been a really good one. The fast forward mod is another one that I am still using because I get really impatient, especially when I'm streaming. I want things to happen quickly sometimes, so I will speed up the game a little bit to move things along. That's pretty much all it does. You want to be a little careful with going at really high speeds because sometimes that can really mess up your customers. It gets them stuck in these little walking loops. Sometimes they'll pile up in certain places, so you don't want to be using like 5 or 10 times speed all the time, because it actually hurts you more than it helps you a lot of times. So just be mindful with that. It could cause some unintended consequences for using fast forward irresponsibly, I should say. Another one that I really like that I have installed is called Furniture Painter, and essentially what that does is allows you to color your furniture whatever color you want on the fly. And because of the customization system in here, like, it's fine that they added it to the game, and I think it's nice to have and all that good stuff, but really it's tedious, it's annoying. You can't see what color things are before you buy them. You have to just buy them, and then if it's not the color you want, you have to sell it and then buy another one. It's really stupid. I know that's like a really mean way to put it, but it's just not intuitive at all. Being able to press G on your keyboard to open this up and paint things whatever color you want may not be the most realistic thing there is, but it is intuitive, it's easy, it's not a hassle, and this is still a video game, so it's like, it just makes things simpler, you know? Moving on, another favorite of mine that I can't see really ever letting go of is Furniture Snap Place. And basically what this does is whenever you're putting furniture close to other furniture, it doesn't even really do that anymore. What it used to do is whenever you put furniture next to other furniture, it'll like lock into place next to it. But now basically it just sets the game on a definitive grid system where, you know, each movement of the mouse is one movement on the grid, so you can place things much easier. So technically it doesn't really snap onto other furniture anymore. It just kind of follows a grid system that makes it easier to line things up, which can be better, depending, because sometimes you don't want them to snap directly to another piece of furniture. Sometimes you just want it to line up properly. So that's another very popular one that I can't see myself letting go of anytime soon. And then this one, the next one that I'm going to talk about is probably my favorite mod of all time. Like, if anybody asked me what is your #1 favorite mod in this entire game, then it would be Ignore Unlisted Items. Basically, that gives you 100% freedom and autonomy when it comes to what you want to sell in your store. You can carry literally anything you want with no consequences. So if you just want to sell coffee, if you want to sell Starbucks coffee and that's it, and you want to get rid of everything else and literally exclusively just sell coffee, then you can do that. You can do whatever you want, any products you want. If you want to just sell sushi, it doesn't matter. And what happens is, as long as that product is not on the shelf, as long as those products don't exist on a shelf with a label, then your customers have no idea that you sell it, which is the way it should be. But I'm not gonna go on that rant right now because that's a whole nother can of worms. Another favorite of mine is Market Always Open. That essentially just makes sure that the market is constantly available for you to order things even after 9 p.m. Very straightforward, but very useful because once you get far enough in the game, you're gonna constantly have people still showing up at your store after 9 p.m. Several hours after 9 p.m. in fact. So I do appreciate being able to have access to the market at any time. So in case I run out of something, I can get it. Another mod that I use is Simple Customer Booster. Essentially, you can go into the config file of this mod when you download it and basically kind of directly tell it how many customers you want to have. Like, you can't really set a number. There's like an equation where it's like, you get X amount of extra customers per whatever amount of minutes you set. This is a superior version of the More Customers mod, which has been notorious for breaking people's customers and making it to where you get basically no customers at all. So if you're using More Customers, you've been having some issues or whatever, you want a really good alternative, Simple Customer Booster is a significantly better version of that mod. I would check that one out if I were you. Another one that I'm using is Smart Pocket Boxes. Essentially what this does is, as long as you are looking at the label with the picture on it, not the price, but the actual label with the picture on it, and you press right click, it'll give you a box that matches the item that's on the shelf, and you get an empty box that you can use, and you can just, you know, place whatever you want into that box. Huge quality of life one. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get an empty box if you need one, because like all of them usually gets thrown away. So when you need an empty box to move some stuff around, that just makes things a lot nicer. And this mod will be very useful until they make it to where you can move things without needing a box, which is something on their list of things to put into the game. So I'll be using this until that comes out. Another mod that I've been using that actually hasn't really been all that super useful, but it is nice to have, is Customer Rush. And essentially what that does is, the moment you open the store, as opposed to like customers just started coming out and just like trickling in, they'll basically send out just like a large bulk of customers right away, and you'll see these little clusters of customers coming out as opposed to just one person, and they'll just kind of rush your store to get you a significant amount of customers as soon as the day starts. That's pretty much all it does. I mean, I just wanted to test it out and kind of see what it was or whatever. I don't even know if it's really useful for getting you more customers throughout the day, but I mean, I still have it for whatever reason, so there you go. And probably my second favorite mod of all time would be Unrestricted Placement, which allowed me to make all this happen. I know some people are probably wondering how I got all this product outside and onto the street. That is because of Unrestricted Placement. Basically, that allows you to take any piece of furniture and place it literally anywhere in the game. It doesn't matter where you put it, it'll be green and you can place it anywhere with no restrictions. Obviously, you want to maybe not go too crazy with this, because I had some very sinister ideas that I thought to do initially, but I didn't want to go too crazy, because it would make your playing experience significantly worse if you decided to go nuts, which is why I'm only using this street as my my little marketplace, as opposed to the whole freaking town, which I could have done, but we're not going to do that because that's a little bit extra. So, and those are the Bepanex ones. That's all the Bepanex mods that I currently use right now. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Melon Loader mods. So let me get over to that real quick. Melon Loader mods. This list is significantly shorter. I am using Auto Price Updater, which at the moment I have set at default. So everything is going to be market price by default. I could set it to set everything at a default 10, 20, or 30%, or whatever I want to set that as. But currently I have everything setting at regular price because I've been having issues with the video game selling at a proper price. So everything is at market level right now, and that's basically the default for me. But it does what it says. It prices your products automatically for you at the beginning of every day. No further explanation really needed there. The next one I'm using is Better Save Systems. This is a very useful mod that allows you to create game saves, so that way you can have multiple save files, because for whatever reason, this is one of the only simulator games that does not give you multiple save files, which, you know, once again, we could go into, but we're not going to. So you can either load your saves here, or you can create a brand new save here. So let's go back into our Block Party stream here. All right, and here we are back in game. Another mod that I still use that's still pretty useful is Easy Delivery. Basically, it allows you to pick up an item. You set a hotkey and you can press that hotkey to automatically send things to your back room. It's pretty useful. Slightly less useful because now your employees will pick items up and put them away for you. But early on in the game, and sometimes when maybe their hands are full, you can just send stuff back here on your own and just kind of make your life and their lives a little bit easier. I wouldn't say this is a necessary mod by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, it is nice to have, and it does still work, so there's that. Another mod that I'm using that is completely not necessary but pretty useful is called Magic Restockers. Basically, it turns all of your restockers into wizards, and they can basically put products away without ever leaving this spot. They basically just grab boxes from the back from here. They use those boxes and basically teleport and toss items all over the map and put them on the shelves without moving. I'm using this mod specifically because I was doing this particular playthrough, but somebody informed me recently that if you don't use Magic Restockers and you place your items outside like this, the employees do not have to adhere to the same pathing system that the customers have to adhere to, and they don't have to walk all the way around here, for example, if they want to put something away over here. They will just cross the street. Now, I'm going to test that out and see if that works, because if that's the case, then that makes my life a lot easier. And actually, I don't think I actually need Magic Restockers. Like, I thought I was going to need it, but, well, that's an experiment for another day. We'll test that out when that time comes. Another mod that I did have that I was using for a while is No Max Order Limit, which I do still have. And that essentially allows you to order as many items as you want without restriction. The new baseline for this game is now 50 instead of 10, which is much, much better. But if you still want to be able to order, I don't know, 200 items at one time for whatever reason, then you can still use No Max Order Limit. It does still work, and you can buy like a ton of stuff at one time without any issues. Last but not least, we got the palettes display. That is another mod that I am using that currently still works right now. There are some updates about the palettes that we do need to talk about, but I might relegate that to its own video because that's more of a conversation piece. I said in the last video that the palettes might be gone, and now we are in the position where that might not be the case now. So I think I need to just set some time aside to really talk about the whole palette situation to figure out exactly where we are with this. Because as it stands, the palettes are here. We do have them, but one of the biggest issues with the palettes is you cannot use the scanner on them, and that is a huge flaw. Because you kind of need to in order to, you know, order products with the scanner. That's the whole purpose of having the scanner now, and if it doesn't work on the pallets, then that's a little bit of a problem. So I got some insider information on that. If you want to know what's going on with the pallets, please stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll talk about that on a video coming up soon. And yeah, that's it. Those are all the mods that I am currently using right now. They are all confirmed to work. Feel free to utilize any of these mods if you want to. If you feel like any of them are unnecessary, obviously you are not obligated to do so. We'll have a more definitive list of maybe 5 or 6 mods that I think are personally must-haves. You could probably kind of draw them from what I talked about in this video, some mods that I think you should absolutely have. But I'll have a definitive video out for that soon also, if you want something a little more concrete. So, like I said, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, do all that stuff so you can stay tuned on any new information I have coming out. We're going to be talking about palettes pretty soon and what's going to be the ultimate fate of the palettes going forward. We're also going to be talking about my top favorite must-have mods in the game. There's more TCG card game simulator stuff coming down the line. Lots of content for you guys, so thank you so much for all of your support. The channel's been growing like crazy. You guys are so amazing with all this support. I didn't see any comments on my last video that were particularly noteworthy, So I didn't put a comment up on this video, but this is something that I do look forward to doing in the future, that highlighting really interesting, helpful, or, you know, nice comments or whatever. That's something that I would like to continue. So guys, make sure you're commenting and leaving interesting or useful or helpful comments so that way I can showcase them on videos. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one.